You might be taking a huge risk and you don't even know it. And what is that risk? That risk is somebody holding custody of your digital assets. That's stablecoins, Bitcoin, all digital assets. They have ownership proved through cryptography. And unlike traditional ledger systems with courts of law and appeals, public decentralized blockchains give full, unconditional asset access to the owner. This is amazing technology that allows for trustless ownership of assets. But if you give up your custody, all you own now is trust in the custodian. You don't actually own the underlying asset. Someone else holding custody is the difference between the asset being yours and the asset being theirs. It's as simple as that. Public decentralized blockchains will not stop a custodian, even one that's licensed, from stealing your funds, not taking security seriously, and losing the funds, being obligated to freeze your funds by governments or authorities, or mismanaging their assets and going bankrupt, leaving you to pick up the pieces. Custodial solutions are a very fragile system that look okay when things are going well, but as we learned from situations like FTX and Alameda Research, Celsius, Mt. Gox, BitConnect, they fail. People lie, cheat, mismanage, and it's your responsibility to securely custody your assets. Really, with self-custody, a whole new world of freedom opens up to you. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to securely self-custody in a very common circumstance. An organization that needs complex control of their assets. They want to be able to program their assets to send and receive based on predefined software policies. They want high assurance of recovery paths, and they want to reduce or completely eliminate any single party risks of holding a private key on a single environment. What is a cryptocurrency key? It is a small array of bytes, so it's a small list of ones and zeros that when used with various cryptography algorithms, prove the ownership of assets on a blockchain ledger. So the right to spend assets. So the custody of assets is simply access to these bytes, these ones and zeros. So where and how you store these bytes, that is your custody solution. So let's go back to that previous requirement. An organization that needs complex control of their assets. This could be an automated software system for programmatic access of your funds. After all, digital assets allow us native programmability of our money, so it's reasonable to want to build systems around it. Maybe you want to make it with no human approvals, but with predefined policies. Or maybe you're just looking for more robust recovery paths with human approvals. For a truly self-sovereign system, you need to own the underlying hardware your system runs on. That means having a personal server that you or your organization owns on premises that you control. This could be thousands or tens of thousands of dollars up front with a proper setup, and you also need the skills to manage servers. For example, a hardware security module that has good quality and has digital asset security features could be upwards of $20,000 US. But in practice, for most businesses, using trusted infrastructure providers is a reasonable trade-off, especially when you pair your system with modern security technologies like MPC. MPC technology, or multi-party computation, allows you to distribute your signing logic across several environments. A common solution to maintain your self-custody while gaining many institutional-ready features is to use MPC with a 2 of 3 threshold. For example, one shard is on a server operated and owned by you. It contains some simple policy logic. Another shard is located on a TrustVault or trusted security partner hosted server that's protected with various security features and a policy engine. And another shard is encrypted and stored offline as a recovery shard, only used in a catastrophic scenario when either one of the server fails or loses data. This way, with this architecture, you can sleep well at night knowing there's a recovery path. Your infrastructure provider cannot steal or seize your funds. They have zero control over your assets. And you can have 24/7 uptime on your signing service. And your private key bytes are never assembled in full. So there's no single party risk. There's no single server or place an attacker can get to gain unconditional access to your assets. An attacker would need to compromise multiple environments at the same time. This is very difficult to do, and that's why MPC has extremely fast adoption in institutions and even smaller or medium-sized businesses. At Access Software, we're working on an MPC fully self-custodial service called TrustVault. If you'd like to be a design partner, visit https://access.software/TrustVault. We're really firm believers that the industry is stronger when people actually have ownership of their digital assets. And we're really proud that our work never takes people's assets away from them. It gives them full control and gives them ownership. Now is a great time to get involved because requirements are still being written. If you have custom workflows that your organization wants to support, you can get involved as a design partner and bake that flow into the product. If you're interested in having a managed infrastructure underneath, but gaining full self-custody and having all the other benefits we talked about in this video, sign up for a design partnership and we'll talk. We'll build this service around your requirements. Now, there's another situation that we didn't dive deeply into in this custodial video, but it is a perfectly valid self-custody layout. And that is if you are a single party and you can accept manual transactions without complex access policies, you can use a consumer hardware wallet. This is something provided by a company like Ledger. Hardware wallets are offline devices with tamper-resistant hardware, so it keeps your key physically on the device at all times. This reduces the attack surface of malware on your computer, by far the most common attack vector for stealing funds. And they also have a very simple trust model, right? If you have access to the device, you have access to the funds. These are for personal holdings long-term or small business accepting payments in crypto. But these hardware wallets do not come with the institutional grade support needed for more complex security or operational requirements. That's why we still need things like MPC for more complicated environments. So what did we discuss in this video? We highlighted how important self-custody is for you and your organization. And a great solution for self-custody is MPC wallets. They allow you to maintain control of your assets while allowing you to use pre-built infrastructure that has key security and operational features without the cost of having to build it yourself. Don't accept custodians in your model. Trust me, you really don't need them. We have great technology like MPC that keeps you in control. I'll see you all in the next video and stay safe out there.